Hey guys, Greg here at the Vinyl Rundown. Today, let's talk about cleaning your stylus, your needle on your turntable. So the other day, I was in a online live stream chat with some vinyl buddies. Rob at the Wax was hosting a little chat, and he mentioned that he was going to go out and buy this thing called the Hudson UV Stylus cleaner. And a couple other folks on the chat were aware of this product and liked it and thought it was pretty good. So I thought I would check it out. And then in the discussion, we actually got into a little bit of discussion, argument about what ultrasonic cleaning would actually do to your needle. Is it a good idea to actually submerge your little tiny phono cartridge or needle into ultrasonic fluid? Well, let's leave that argument aside for now, because what does this Hudson Hi-Fi thing do? Let me pull it on screen here. Give me a second here. Boop, boop. There it is. The Hudson Hi-Fi turntable UV stylus cleaner. Blah, 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 blah. So this thing claims to be ultrasonic. Now, I've seen people discussing online, is this thing really ultrasonic? Should you use ultrasonic cleaning for your needle? Ultrasonic cleaners, super popular for vinyl records, right? You submerge the record into the big water bath, and you turn on the motor thingy, and it starts vibrating at ultrasonic frequencies, usually 40,000 or 80,000 kilohertz, and voila, your vinyl comes out pristine, crystal clean. And ultrasonic cleaners have been around forever for things like jewelry and fine parts and so forth, things that are hard to clean, or things that have small, gaps and crevices that need to be cleaned. So should we use ultrasonic cleaning for our phono needles? And is it even possible? Well, when I saw that this thing was on sale for under $30, right now it's on sale for $23. Can you really deliver an ultrasonic cleaner for that price? So I did some research, and first of all, I have nothing bad to say about this product itself. Multiple people online say they use it. It works for them, and that's great. My only issue here is it ultrasonic? Well, I don't think it's ultrasonic, and I can show you quite easily that it's not ultrasonic. And then there's the other claim that it may or may not make. Does it use UV? What does UV stand for? Nowhere in most of their marketing material does it say that UV means ultraviolet, but we'll get to that. So let's take a look at some of their claims on their website. Let's see. You can see that, guys, right? There it is. The UV stylus cleaner, blah, blah, blah. How do I get to the other pictures? Here they are. There it is. You drop your needle onto this little tiny dot thing right here. Can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can. You drop your needle on the dot, and the dot is vibrating, and after 10 or 15 seconds, your needle is crystal clean and clear. You drop on some fluid. So remember, that's a prerequisite of anything ultrasonic. You need fluid that gets activated, like liquid water, that gets activated by the ultrasonic transducer, and then buzz, 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 it cleans your stuff. Okay, removes your hardened dirt. And it's okay. So here's their claim. They're using advanced ultrasonic technology. This little item that sells for $20 and runs on two 1.5 volt batteries, 3 volts total, can somehow deliver ultrasonic cleaning. 3-dimensional vibration, removing all of your dirt particles. Blah, 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 blah. And elsewhere in here, it does talk about cavitation. Let's see if I can find that. Cavitation is this process that's essential to ultrasonic cleaning. Cavitation means the molecules are vibrating. Here, let's make me bigger and it smaller. Should we do that? Do you want to see me? I don't know if you do. Cavitation means the ultrasonic energy vibrating the water molecules is so intense that it pulls the water away from the solid surface and creates bubbles. Those are called cavitation bubbles. It creates bubbles just out of thin air or out of thin oxygen. And the violent vibration of those bubbles cleans the inside of stuff. Okay, that's what cavitation is. Cavitation is an essential component of ultrasonic cleaning. Okay, well, nowhere in this literature does it say at what frequency does this thing vibrate at. So your intrepid vinyl reporter here actually contacted the company, and they emailed me back a couple days later. And I'll probably show that email on the screen here. But here's the full specifications of the unit. Well, what they really did is they gave me the full specifications of the transducer, of the little vibrating doohickey. And it says, 12,000 RPM. 12,000. That sounds like a big number. Wait a minute. That's RPM. That's revolutions per minute. I need to know the vibrations per second. 12,000 divided by 60 is 200. And it says right below that the frequency that this thing operates is 200 or 220 or 210, something like that. I'm going to edit that in later. Remember, humans hear from about 20 vibrations per second up to about 20,000 vibrations per second. So to be considered ultrasonic, it has to be over 20,000 vibrations a second. And the typical ultrasonic transducers that you'll see used for cleaning machines are either 40,000 or 80,000 vibrations per second. There's a few out there that are actually 120,000. The more vibrations, the more expensive it's going to be, but the 40,000 should be fine. Okay, I just said this thing vibrates at 200 vibrations per second. That is less than 1% of the speed necessary to be considered ultrasonic. And by the way, 200 vibrations per second roughly translates into the note that's an A or an A flat. If you listen to the videos of these things, you'll hear it. Maybe I'll play it for you. If you know music, 440 vibrations a second is A below middle C. So if you cut that 440 in half, you got 220, which is basically what this thing is. So that's the A note on a guitar or a piano. That's actually the A note on a guitar. Let's hear it. That's about 220 vibrations per second. Is that ultrasonic? It is sonic. It is quite sonic because I can hear it. You can hear it. Even with my terrible hearing, I can hear it. So based on their own admission in the email they sent me, this thing is not ultrasonic. It is just plain old sonic. It's a little thing that vibrates up and down at a rate of 200 times a second. So no way can this thing create cavitation necessary for true ultrasonic cleaning. So is that a misleading claim or a false claim? I leave it to you lawyers out there and the FTC to figure that out. I don't know. Does ultrasonic have a legal meaning? I think it does. I think we know what ultrasonic means. But I did some research online and found that there are a few people selling vibrating transducers that operate just exactly to the specifications that they're talking about. There's little rotating motors. They're called eccentric motors. They're the things that run electric toothbrushes and personal vibration devices. An electric motor that spins a little wheel, but the wheel has a weight on one side, so it vibrates up and down. That's just like your cell phone when it vibrates. And there's also people selling a little flat one, which I'll show you on screen here. Let's get that thing out of my face, shall we? There's little flat ones that you can buy. And if you buy it from an electronics distributor, they're less than $1 a piece. Little flat motor, the exact same size as the dot that they're putting the needle on the Hudson thing. And it just vibrates at 200 cycles a second. It makes a little noise. So that's not ultrasonic at all. It's just vibration. Doesn't mean it's not going to clean your needle. I have no evidence that it doesn't do a great job cleaning your needle. It from all evidence that I see, everyone who's bought this is happy with it. It cleans the needle, except it ain't ultrasonic. So we don't have to have this argument of, is ultrasonic good for your needle or not? Because if you literally dropped your cartridge into an ultrasonic bath, conceivably it could loosen things, because your needle is a teeny tiny speck of diamond that's shoved up onto the cantilever with a little tiny drop of glue. And if you got ultrasonic cavitation bubbles in there, maybe it could loosen the glue. I don't know. No worries with this thing because it ain't ultrasonic. If you folks at the manufacturer want to counter that, please tell me. But do you think there's any way in heck that you can have ultrasonic cavitation in a tiny bubble of water with a little 3 volts of electricity? It's kind of a ridiculous claim. Now, let's see. Let's go over one little thing here. So they created this video, and
Very cool. So you just place your.
I'm going to show their video, but I want to make sure I'm set up so you can hear the audio. So just bear with us here. Let's see. Audio, recording, blah, blah, blah. Just want to make sure you can hear the audio that I'm going to play on screen. I guess if you can't hear it, I'll just edit it in later. How's that? That's fair. Okay. Their dude here put together a video on their website, or on their Amazon site, I should say, and he talks about how he thinks this thing cleans it, and it's not ultrasonic at all.
Open it. Very cool. So you just place your stylus right there, and it uses ultraviolet rays to clean your stylus. And here are the instructions and some pictures on the back. Very helpful.
Ooh, that is helpful. So this guy Kevin, who has a vinyl channel, you may have seen him and heard of him. He says that this thing cleans with ultraviolet rays because UV is in the name. Why are they calling it UV? Well, UV is used in consumer products and scientific products to kill germs, to kill bacteria. We now have air filters that run your air through a really bright UV light system to kill airborne bacteria and viruses. But nobody's shooting UV at a little tiny needle to kill germs or kill dirt or whatever. It's a patently ridiculous claim. If this thing did shoot out ultraviolet light, it would be considered a dangerous device, and you could get a sunburn, and it's just idiotic. But it is on the company's official YouTube channel, and it is on their company store on Amazon that the thing uses UV. Well, why do they call it UV if it's not UV? I think they actually probably just made an honest mistake, and the guys who developed the thing said, "Oh yeah, we're doing ultrasonic. Can you do us an ad for an ultrasonic cleaner?" And the guy said, "Ultra what? Ultraviolet? Okay, UV. I'll just call it UV instead of ultrasonic." I think he literally mixed up ultraviolet and ultrasonic, because the idea that this thing does ultraviolet is just as ridiculous as ultrasonic. So one other factoid about the Hudson before we move on to other methods of cleaning that I use. Again, no one is saying not to use the Hudson. By all evidence that I've seen, the thing works. It does what it's supposed to do. So that's great. Pay your money, use it, vibrate your needle, go for it. But give me a second here. I'm going to switch to another product here. Where is it? Okay, shoot. Just give me a second here. Bear with me, guys. Okay, I'm the producer and the director and the on-screen talent at the same time. It's not easy. Okay, here it is. Okay, another product called the Flux electronic stylus cleaner. It appears to me that the Hudson device is really based on the Flux Hifi Sonic, which is a German company and sells for a lot more money, $150. But the specifications are essentially the same. On their website, they do talk about the same 200 hertz, 200 vibrations per second cleaning element. Nowhere in their literature does it say that it's ultrasonic. It just says that it's vibrational. And they, on their website, say that the LED light is for illumination purposes only. They do not say it's ultrasonic. Now, on the Hudson version, they do state in their literature that the LED is for illumination. But why did they put UV in the name, and why is there on-screen doofus talking about ultraviolet gamma rays or whatever the hell he's talking about? So anyway, these two products are essentially the same as far as I can tell. This one runs on batteries. It's got the LED. It's got the little vibrating thing. Same exact specifications, more or less, in terms of how the thing vibrates. They both run on about 3-something volts. And there's no way that either of these products are ultrasonic in any way, shape, or form. But that's okay. That doesn't mean they're not great at cleaning your vinyl or your needle, whatever you're cleaning. Let me show you how I clean my needles. Two very cheap products, and there are commercial versions of these. First, let's talk about the gel. This is this gooey blue gel that is sold in needle cleaning things for about 20 or 30 bucks. Nicer packaging than this. I created this myself. I just took a couple of these gel pads and put them in this little container for my SD cards, whatever. These I actually bought at a music store. They're called Moon Gel, used by drummers or evil record producers to deaden the sound of drums. And drummers just place this on there. They're sticky. They're sticky. That's the whole thing. You stick the needle in it, and off comes the big poof of dust bunny and stuff. So the gel type cleaner, Moon Gel, or you can buy the commercially available ones for 20 or 30 bucks. And the other one that's a little more controversial, mine's filthy, of course. This is the Magic Eraser Sponge that my wife loves to use in the kitchen and all over the house. The Magic Erasers. Dropped it. You know, they come in sponge size, and I sneak into the kitchen and I slice off 3 or 4 slices, and I put one with each of my turntables. I have 4 or 5 turntables around the house, and I have these things all over the place. And you can see they get dirty. This one is probably dirty because it's hit the carpet a few times, but the one in the other room, you can see dots of big dirt clumps because my wife and son, they don't clean the needle very often. I can come home from work and hear them playing music and like, yeah, you got a dirty needle. Why don't you guys clean the needle? It's very evident to hear what a really filthy needle sounds like. It sounds like inner groove distortion, sort of. So this is another common and super cheap way. You can buy these magic erasers for $1 at the 99-cent store. You can probably buy a 3 or 4 pack for a couple bucks. Your wife will love that you bought those to help her clean the house. They love it when you give them cleaning products for birthdays and anniversaries. Try that, guys. See how it goes. Cut off a slice, and you just dip the needle onto it. What is this stuff? This is melamine. This is a chemical called melamine, which is a plastic, and it's the same thing that your IKEA record shelves are made out of. The outer surface of that is melamine plastic. This is a sort of foamy version of melamine where it's all foamed up like sponge. They've turned it into a sponge somehow. So it's very abrasive. So you got to be careful with these. Some people think these are too abrasive to clean needles with. I leave that to you. But if you're just doing a dip once in a while and maybe a little tiny tug, how clean should your needle be? Let's go to that topic real quick. What is a needle made of? It's made of a crystal clear diamond. When you get a brand new needle installed, it is crystal clear diamond. Try looking at it under a microscope or with a loupe. But after a few dozen playings, the thing will become black. And then if you're playing records that are dirty, that are dusty and have, gunk on them, if you've got residue from record cleaner and cleaning solutions, you can actually develop a big fat old dust bunny on there. That dust bunny is what kills your sound and is instantly audible. You can literally pull it off with your finger. I don't recommend that because your fingers are oily, but it's better than leaving the dust bunny on. But this or the gel pad is a great way to do it. Just dip it. You can run this underwater, clean it off once in a while. But these two methods are not going to clean down to the diamond. These methods are going to clean a lot of the dirt and dust and gunk off, but your diamond is still going to be left with a thin coating of vinyl dust, and your needle is actually going to appear to be black until you clean it with some kind of solution, like an alcohol-based solution. So once in a long while, I may put a drop of rubbing alcohol on this, give it a quick clean. Now, there's a lot of you who are going to say, that's too dangerous. Don't do that. He's crazy. That's what I do. Do whatever you want. buy the Hi-Fi, Hudson Hifi thing, buy the Flux Hi-Fi thing. Use a Q-tip with rubbing alcohol. Whatever you want, just keep it clean, guys. So anyway, in conclusion, why are companies out there saying stuff is ultrasonic when it's clearly not ultrasonic? Well, that's marketing hype, and the hi-fi world is absolutely full of marketing hype, as you probably know. It's full of snake oil. I'm not saying this is snake oil, because the thing does vibrate and it does clean your records, but it's clearly not ultrasonic, and there's no UV radiation. So are they going to issue a retraction? Are they going to change their marketing material? Are they going to sue me for defamation? Their email that they sent me clearly states that the thing operates at 200 cycles per second, not 40,000. It is not ultrasonic. So I would love for the company to explain why they're calling it ultrasonic. I did send them a second email saying, thank you for explaining the frequency, but what about the ultraviolet? Why are you calling this UV if it's not ultraviolet? What does UV stand for? Unbelievably vivid? I don't know. Everyone thinks it stands for ultraviolet. Conventionally, it does. Anyway, I don't think this is going to turn into any big MoFi scandal or any big class action lawsuit. Anybody who bought this thing for $30 is not going to be able to prove that they were damaged, that they lost money, that their needle wasn't clean enough. The thing cleans your needle, okay? But we still have to hold manufacturers and sellers to a higher standard of whatever, higher standards, and tell us the truth about stuff. And, there's so much hi-fi snake oil out there. There's people selling $20,000 speaker cables and cryogenically treated speaker cables. And there was a guy on AudioGone a few years ago selling jars of rocks. And he said, if you put this jar of rocks on top of your speakers, they will eliminate unwanted resonances and enhance the good sounds. Well, how do the rocks know? There's people selling all kinds of crazy products like that audiophiles will fall for. And I think it's up to us on the internet to kind of hold these manufacturers accountable and make them live up to the claims they're making. So in conclusion, nothing wrong with the Hudson Hi-Fi cleaner. It cleans your needles, but in my opinion, in my educated opinion, it's not ultrasonic and it's not ultraviolet. It's just plain old normal. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching, listening to this long rant. And if you want to follow me here on YouTube or Instagram, I would appreciate it. And if you want to rebut me in any way or argue about this, let's do it. Hey, guys, have a good one.